Ever since the first episode of To Catch a Predator aired on November 11, 2004, many people have tried to emulate Chris Hansen's success with their own brand of vigilante justice. And while the idea of endangering children is enough to make most people want to grab their guns and run out the door to join the mob, the money involved means there are often far more predator hunters than predators. This should mean that no child predator would stand a chance, right? First, let's start with a brief description of narcissistic personality disorder. The Mayo Clinic describes narcissistic personality disorder as a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. I will provide a link in the description if you wish to read further. Narcissistic projection is when a person defends themselves against their own unconscious impulses, emotions, or beliefs by denying their existence in themselves while attributing those qualities to a significant other, a family member, or any other person. In layman's terms, it's stealing the cookie from the cookie jar and blaming your sibling. As you can imagine, proving this phenomenon as an adult is exceedingly difficult, as the first person to point the finger of blame is generally the party authority figures will side with. Again, I have provided links in the description, as a basic understanding of this psychology is required to understand the issue this video is about. Alex Rosen, the leader of a pedophile hunting group calling themselves the Predator Poachers, recently found fame upon his exposure of the YouTuber EDP 445. Within 24 hours it was revealed the Alex Rosen himself may be a suspected child predator. While these allegations are still floating around, they were mostly dismissed in favor of shaming him for racist comments. At this point, I would like to add that I do not condone racism. However, I feel child endangerment is a far more heinous act than uttering racial slurs. If you feel differently, please feel free to seriously reevaluate your priorities. Although most people still choose to talk only about his racism, extremely disturbing evidence is still in circulation. Two facts that I find especially disturbing is that not only has he used actual minors as bait to catch predators, but there is evidence that he coaxed minors into taking compromising pictures of themselves so Alex Rosen could use said pictures to lure predators.
I have a 3-year-old in my basement that's like lacking vitamin D. I need to give this to her. It's my birthday, so I'm being generous for one day to her.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to say out loud.
What?
That you have somebody in your face.
I provide her with plenty of D, just not the vitamin part.
Oh no, that's not good either.
Oh, really?
Not if it's a child.
Well, I was tired of being a virgin, so it was... One time I filmed myself giving $5 to a homeless person. And when I turned the camera off, I beat him up and took $6 from him because he had $1 from another guy too. But as long as I do it on camera, that's all that matters. Always remember that. And plus, I catch so I pretty much have a pass from anything. Yeah. Like I can run red lights due to my society points. Like if a cop pulls me over or something, I can just be like, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" And just say like, "I catch." What do you care about a red light?
There's a red light right now.
Look, I mean, I'm such a good person for doing this. No, and I'm not going to do it for YouTube views. Just kidding. I'm 19 and I act impulsive. Of course I am. I mean, I'm a great person. I have every right to do this. This is my God-given right from catching to run red lights. So, yeah, I'm pretty much really, really nice and a great person. Like, if the camera's still rolling, if there's a homeless guy from your hip to your neck, the shirt. Yeah. Yeah, take it off. Cause they ask.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Predators ask for a lot of pictures, man. They're sick. Go ahead, take off your shirt.
Okay.
Do that and stick your tongue out as you're doing it. Yeah.
Wait, what?
You promised you're 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now just start going up and down with it.
Okay. That's because you said.
I know.
So this is the guy right here. Okay. And who is he coming for? Like, supposedly? It's coming for this innocent young child. 15, 14, 13. Oh, damn. That's crazy. Yeah. What's the guy in the picture, though? Like, how young is he? So my usual camera in Alfredo, that's his little cousin. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Look, here it is right here. So here's the children. He's using, look at this is one, and then that's the other one.
So how old is the Latin guy, the kid?
He is 16.
So you have two minors that you use as decoys.
Yes. Hey, Henry, why don't you take a seat right there, man? Why do you have your shirt off right now? Huh? Why do you have your shirt off? Go for it.
So when everything happened outside, I was talking to him for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes to convince him to come inside the house. He was touching me, kissing me, in my hand, holding my hand to the front door. He came inside the house, and we started talking the whole conversation. I can leave, but I wanted to come.
While we all want the world to be a safe place for children to grow up in, it is important to remember that not everyone is suited to be a vigilante predator hunter, least of all people who think it is appropriate to use minors as bait. Those familiar with how child predators conduct themselves know that they often seek careers that allow them access to children. Imagine an unrepentant pedophile becoming a predator hunter simply to have access to children under the smokescreen of being a predator hunter. While we can't be sure that this is what happened in this case, it is still a very real possibility. Predator hunters, and YouTubers as a whole, are largely unregulated. They are allowed to do whatever they want just so long as the money is rolling in. The YouTube content creator community is slowly evolving into a cheap replica of Hollywood. Child predation has been a status symbol for centuries. And I know for a fact these people watch each other's backs. It is often under the guise of protecting themselves from jealous fans, stalkers, or rivals. But how much of that is simply a smokescreen? How extensive is this problem? We need to hold these people accountable for what they do. Hiding this serious violation of a minor under accusations of racism is one of the most ridiculous and irresponsible things I have ever seen play out. These are not heroes. They're not even good people. They are bottom-feeding parasites. How long until they talk your children into being bait for a pedophile? What effect does posing as bait have on these children's psyche? Even law enforcement, who are trained to do this, often need therapy to help in coping with the psychological trauma that comes from dealing with people who see children as sexual objects. While Alex Rosen is the only person to have been exposed for this behavior, I doubt this is an isolated incident. How far do vigilante YouTubers have to go before something is done? If you want to catch pedophiles, you have to do it right. But let's not kid ourselves. This has nothing to do with child safety. It's about the money. And perhaps, for some, about something else.